Okay, so it's 5 o'clock on the 16th. So Wednesday, which I saw, man, I'm out of it. I swear to God, it's so weird. And I was awake. But they didn't wake me up. I was awake, and then, but I woke up all fucking night, so many times. But then I sleep so much, like I should be fine. There's something else. It's weird. And then, but I just feel so out of it and so depleted and so just like, oh my God. I feel like I've been moving for weeks or something. Like it's the weirdest thing. Um, but it's hard for me to, sometimes I just like, oh, just like everything. It's just so weird. Stella, come on. What are you talking about? Just come over. Stella, will you stop it, please? Because when I got up, I go, look at my phone. It's 4:04. It's like, oh, doesn't feel good. And, I was laying there when I woke up. And then I was thinking about something. And then all of a sudden, Stella started crying. And I was like, no, no. So it still must be like in a relaxed state of mind. It's still hard to just pull out. And then the morning we have this big, like, our biggest tummy rubs and stuff like that. And they come running in like, yay, she's awake. Let's go. And then I think I hurt Max's feelings. Because when I wake up and I'm grumpy and just like, oh, just leave me alone. Um, and then he ran out here, got in my chair, and I came to sit down to take off. I've been putting these pads on my bottom of my feet. I'm not really sure. I thought that they were to pull toxins, but they also are supposed to be to absorb a bunch of good stuff. It's not like a wormwood, ginseng, a bunch of stuff. And I said you just got to wear them every day for a week to really be able to tell the difference. And so I think I'm on, I don't know, 6 days or something. But, I mean, this fucking planet or this atmosphere, whatever the fuck is kicking my ass. I think it's kicking a lot of people's ass. But Marjorie Taylor Greene, she has made a new bill or something. Well, we're ending this. How many times have we heard this? Like, y'all keep saying you're going to stop it, but it keeps on going. And I don't know. Plus, I'm in Washington State. The criminals have the most leeway here. They can just do whatever the fuck they want. Which, I saw this video of this girl, and she said that she's been doing research into cops, the sex crimes and stuff like that. And I've seen what was it? There's a fucking fuckery going on. And I think it's Arkansas. I'll tell it in a second because it's some fucking bullshit, man. And it is just our fucking criminal. I won't even be able to tell all the links of this fucking bullshit because it is a fucking spider web. Like these motherfuckers, they connect on their perviness and they just move around the board and fucking fuck us. And so this girl's been doing research and stuff, and she said, keep your kids out of all those fucking programs. That Kid Explorer, where the cops are, all that shit is just access route. And she said, we've got 194 days or something into the year. And she said, that's exactly how many arrests we've had of cops over these sex crimes. And so, and she said there's more, and she's doing more research, and for people to message her and give her more information that and anybody who's been affected by this kind of stuff, which there's a girl now coming out on her dad, and there's something, probably one of the powder chunks by my tea stuff. It's like, it's driving me crazy. Everything's gonna drive me crazy right now. But anyways, so this girl, I think she's 20. I think she's 20, and her dad's like a police chief, and she's coming out on him, saying he's been, using her as a little funsy for her whole life, And not only that, he's involved in the rituals that where they all get together and do weird shit. And, there's so many of these groups. I don't know if there's like a recipe that they all follow. Like, we got to do this. Well, we gotta remember to do this part too. Or if they just, it's a free for all. We just get in there and we go crazy and go perv. It's a freak off. So I don't know. But she's coming out on him because what have I been saying? Like these like they want us to focus on this stupid ass fucking list when they're fucking all around us. These fucking pervs, they're pulling us over, and then we're going to court, and they're the ones making decisions, and they always let each other off. This case in Arkansas is like outrageous. So, this guy. Let me see how it went. Okay, so it was a husband and wife, and they have a 13-year-old. So she's 13 years old, and I don't remember what it was, why she went over to this friends of theirs house. And so she goes over to this friend's house. Maybe they were going out of town. They were going to be gone for the weekend, and the friend was the babysitter or something. But so she goes over to this friend's house that they've known forever. And this friend just so happens to have a boyfriend. And he's 67 years old. So essentially it seems like, so you have this, this lady, who is at home more because she's retired or whatever. So kind of like a grandma. And you're friends with her. And then she says, okay, well, yeah, go, I'll watch her. And so she comes over and stays with them or something. And so this guy, he immediately goes in for, funsies. He's going to go in and have a good time and starts using this little girl. And I can't remember all the details, but so I think she goes home, she tells, so they make charges or something. And then he's supposed to stay away from her. And then they even have some kind of one of their court things that says you stay away from us. And so he's not supposed to go near them. There was still some more interactions. He got off on this crime. He didn't, it was very minimal, whatever his repercussions were, because it was only a year later. And so he goes and he nabs her. And I don't know if he lured her, and I don't know, maybe if he had been grooming her longer or something before the babysitting thing. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff involved where this guy's perving on their kid. So he goes and he gets her in the middle of the night. The dad hears some kind of noise in the middle of the night. So he jumps up and he's going through the house, and then he goes into the kid's room and sees she's missing. So he's like, fuck, gets the wife, and then she's calling the cops, and he runs and gets in his truck and takes off, and he's driving down the road looking for his daughter, and sees the fucking weirdo's truck and sees his daughter in it. And the weirdo, it was pulled over on the side of the road or something, but then it takes off. So they're in a chase. So the dad's chasing the weirdo with his daughter, and the weirdo's just speeding up. He won't pull over or anything. So the dad just ends up slamming his truck into the weirdo's truck. And the weirdo still is trying to keep the daughter in the thing. So the dad gets out, and he's packing, man. And he comes out and unloads. He just fucking does it all right on this guy. It's like, fuck around and find out. So he didn't come out good for that guy. And he, he's gone. So and grabs his daughter, goes, the cops come, and tells him what happens. Well, they decide he's going down for this guy. So they did another weird thing too. The police chief comes, and I think it's the chief. He comes, and this is a smaller town, which I've been saying for so long about how they fucking rule our towns. So he comes, and he gets the guy out of the car, is apologizing, but we gotta take you in, we gotta go, and all this stuff. And when the guy gets back in the car, there's a little crack pipe or something sitting there. And he right away is like, hell no, I want a drug test. This is not mine. And so the drug test showed, he doesn't do any drugs. And, they're trying to frame him for more crimes because they got to get him on something. And so, and this is going on. His case, he goes to trial for this, the crime that I think they're not giving him first degree, but they're giving him something. He could get life sentence. And in these little fucking places that they fucking fuck around, man. They will fucking give you, because the judge is everything. They're all, here, give me some money. I'll do whatever you fucking want. And plus, I want to come to the party. Fucking weirdos. So, it ends up, this trial is still coming up. But so the guy, the weirdo, who was, done for, he was a cop. He was a cop like in, I don't know, Chicago or something. And he was a perv. So he lost his job or something, comes to this one, becomes friends with these cops. And because these cops are also involved, and they're a bunch of pervs, and they all have each other's backs. And so there was so much tangled up stuff. And this one over here, and this one goes here, and they're all connected through this fucking tangled web of perviness. They go to the same fucking parties and shit. And then when it doesn't work out here, well, this guy over here, he's got a place for you. Just come on over here. And then they cover each other's asses to go out and perv. It's like, it's mental. Oh, and there's a documentary that just is coming out on Netflix, I'm sure. But so this woman, this do-gooder woman, she goes to Africa. And she's just so upset by the malnutrition, and all these kids keep coming and they need whatever they need for, Africa's been under attack for a long, long time. And so they, probably because it's older, I mean, people want to sit here and think like everything's about race and stuff. These people don't care. They don't care about that. They like dark meat. So they want to oppress everybody. And they want to have certain places where they can go in and just take, what they want. I mean, where's all these Oprah? I mean, and she's a black woman, like these people are so mental. Start this foundation. Oh, I'm here to help. Well, all these kids just start going missing from her place. It's just a cover. It's just bullshit, man. So this lady in this documentary, so she decides she's going to pretend to be a doctor and start her own clinic. So she tells all these people, she's a doctor and she starts her own clinic. She doesn't know what the fuck she's doing. And she ends up, the part where it's like the commercial part, she is like, she was like a Yahtzee, just practicing on people and doing experiments and shit. She doesn't know what the fuck she's doing. She ends up killing like 800. She says, I killed 800 little kids. And so then it has all these different community people and stuff talking. So I haven't seen it. I just saw the little clips. And, of course, the people are outraged and stuff. Like, they think that she's there to help, and she's just there, like... But then she gets a documentary because she was a do-gooder. She was trying to do what was right, It's a fake fucking world, man. It's just the most fakest, phoniest fucking world. And, and I don't know. I mean, I could see going there and getting overwhelmed and wanting to do something, but to go to the extreme of faking papers and then there's another one. Amy has sent me this video. This is happening currently. There's so much medical malpractice going on right now because, it's going to fall apart because it's not good for us. So it's going to just blow up. So everything is going to keep going wrong, and things are going to keep being exposed and stuff. And there's just like, so this doctor who had faked his papers apparently and working at the hospital, and he has this woman come in who's just a year older than me, and to do a heart cath, and he has no idea what he's doing, so he just goes through her artery and kills her, and then he puts her I don't know, because they said he passed her on to another doctor. But anyways, when the family comes in to see her, they prop her up in the bed and pretend like she's alive for 2 fucking hours. Because her, when she died, and the paperworks don't match. And so one says she died at 1 and one says she dies at 3. And so but the family had gone in and they have her propped up in the bed. Oh well, she's just sleeping or whatever. It's like, oh my God. How many people do you think? I don't even know how many people are arrested on that one. Oh yeah, there's a huge arrest that just went down also in a nursing home. It was like all the staff just got arrested because it was another person. It was another a little lady. I don't remember her age, but they weren't taking care. Like, she's in diapers and stuff, and she hadn't been turned, or her diapers hadn't been changed or anything in like days. Days. She's just laying in there in her own poop and pee for days and days. And then she gets sepsis or something. They don't send her to the hospital. She dies. So, and they're going all through their records and stuff. So all them just, but see, that has already come out in some other stuff I saw weeks ago, that this insurance companies are paying nursing homes, and the people who, administrative people, they get little bonuses and shit for not sending people to the hospital. Well, you can go more and more extreme. So you could take nursing home that just every minute they're sending somebody out because they can't have time to deal with them. They gotta send them to the hospital. And then the insurance companies start saying, hey, stop this. Just send them to the hospital, man. Try and take care of them there. Well, these people are just like, well, we don't have time for that. So we won't send them to the hospital. We want those bonus. But the insurance companies are just as crooked as any of that shit, It's just a bunch of fucking crooked asses running this fucking world. The more crooked you are, the more you move up in the world. Just like that girl, Huda, off of that show. So like, the show was all about her and her fucking psychosis, her toxic behavior. She doesn't know how to, it wasn't just guys, it was girls too. She's very toxic and she's very manipulative. And I'm not saying she's a bad person, but it's, people do that out of desperation. And they feed into their desperation, their fears. They don't want to be abandoned. And it becomes super manipulative. And the more that it carries on, the more they get good at it, and the more toxic they become. And then they go on TV, and then everybody can sit there and watch how toxic they are and talk about it. But she gained 2 million followers. So she had almost 2 million followers going into the show. Which, another thing about this show is where they're saying this is supposed to be regular people on this show, not, influencers or whatever, people who have these big following. And so that's one thing about the season that's really odd, I guess. But I've watched the UK one before, and they are always getting, when I had seen it, they were always trying to get influencers like that had big following. So there are already people who are like phony filter people and stuff like that. God, it's so weird. So then she, and she sings, and she's had lots of surgery to look like Kim Kardashian. And because when you see the old pictures of her and the new pictures of her, it's just like, what in the holy hell with these people, man? So she had 2 million followers. Well, now she's got 4. And she's, of course, getting some kind of offer. I don't know. She's going to get her own show or something. I said that was what was going to happen. I said, watch. Because in this world, people who are toxic and stuff are the ones that move forward in this fake-ass world. But it's all going to blow up. It's all going to turn the other direction. What was that other one? There was another thing with some kind of phony thing. And everything's just going to keep, so it can be going this direction. So it could look like, oh, look, most everybody's like, she's so toxic. But she needs to, her new show should be about her going to counseling. But it would all just be, bullshit. Like, so she, but there's another one too. But so you'd be going in this direction, and it would seem like, oh, look, but then it's going to flip. And whatever energy you've been putting out is going to come back on you. And so you can still be going, seeming like everything's going great. I'm great. I'm great. Well, your lessons are going to be hard then if you are just super toxic. So don't don't be don't like it's kind of like, you know, like, is she reading the signs like she's acceptable, you know, she's doing great and stuff because things are going good for her. But things are going good for you in hell. So is that really good? It's like, no, you need to be, like, I think it would be like bypass looking at all the videos talking shit on you and just focusing on like, oh no, I'm getting this, I'm getting money, I'm getting this and stuff. But so you can feel like, oh, I'm going in a good direction, but it's going to flip because we're going away from that direction. This fake, phony, rewarding toxicity, it's going to be going like that's why all these cops and stuff, it's all blowing up in the world of perversion and toxicity. It's all going to go the other direction. And so, you know, however far it goes is just how deep it's going to flip back. It's going to be how hard it's going to be when it goes the other direction. And so, but so many of these people are just disconnected from themselves anyway, so they don't even know what is happening or what's, you know, they're living a different life in a totally different reality, and whether or not they can get out of it, it remains to be seen. We'll watch how shit plays out. But yeah, people have some deep shit to deal with and focus on. So, anyways, it's three of the other couple, the ones that were all like real couples. Um, then Nick and Alandria that everybody wanted to win, and they were. It's the whole cute thing. And then the other two that got kicked off, that were the strongest couples, Taylor and Clark and Chelsea or Shelly and Ace. They because they're all over TikTok now. Everybody's sharing their stuff. I just can't even believe how many videos. And now they're all on it, going live and stuff like that. So they were all going to Disneyland as a big date with all of them together. Oh my God. All six of them rocking around Disneyland. It's going to like shut shit down. People are going to be stopping everywhere to go up and talk to them. And it's going to be chaos. And who knows, like, if they set it beforehand and then they're going to have people go there purposely just to go and see them. And Disneyland would probably say, oh, no, you don't have to pay, just come, because then it's like they can get attention. Disneyland could have sent a thing to them and said, please come, you know, the day is on us, all you guys come, because then it is attention for Disneyland. So that's the kind of world we live in anyways. It's just fake, phony, which it is so strange. Okay, so this is just it's so absurd, I swear to God. So on TikTok, like, I have 45,000 followers, right? But you know, 300 people see my videos because they hold my stuff, just like on here. They hold my stuff, and they don't let it go because they fear people like us that are out there telling the truth. Because in a fake ass world, they got to keep the fake ass world alive. And those of us who are calling it out, they just like keep you under wraps. So so this thing about this, so there's these trends on TikTok, and so you got all these people doing these trends. I might have already talked about it. I'm on here, but I know I've talked about it to people. But so they have one that is over, if you're over 50, let's see, what are they? If you're over 50, show us what over 50 looks like. If you're over 50, show yourself with no makeup and, you know, put yourself out there. No makeup, just raw and real. And then, what is the other one? I can't remember, but there's these trends. And so I get these videos all the time. And some of these women, it is shocking. I'm just like, what? No fucking way, man. How can they be like 52 and they look like they're 80? It's just like, no fucking way. You know, I was talking about it one day and when we were driving in the car, my mom's like, bullshit. I don't believe it. She didn't believe anything. Everything, bullshit, everything. And unless it's on that goddamn podcasting, everything's bullshit. Like, if it's not on the TV news, then everything's bullshit. And I just like, okay. So, she was like, no way, they're bullshit. And I was like, I don't know, there's a lot of them. And she's like, yeah, well, they're using filters or something. They're liars, no way. And so, because I was like, man, they look like they're like 80. I mean, she's in her 80s and she looks younger than some of these ladies. And so, I was, we just had that talk and whatever. And so then I kept, and they pop up all the time. And so I would look at them all like, could this be a filter? Is this a filter? I mean, they seem like legit. And they get their feelings hurt and they do other videos. Like, God, you guys are so mean. It's like, if it was a filter, then why would you come out and be like, have your feelings hurt if people were saying you looked old as fuck? So, and then there started being people who were doing videos talking about these women and how old they look. And I saw this guy, and he's like, God, as all the kids that got to be seeing this, and they're thinking, this is what 50s look like? It's like, dang, man. Because, this is the thing they did also on TikTok, was they put out some filter the kids could use. So all these kids were using this filter to see what they would look like when they got old. Well, there's no motherfucking way. I mean, they looked old as motherfucker. And I was on that one too. I was like, I don't know about that. Like, that you would look that old. I would think, maybe if you don't take care of yourself or something, but it looks extreme. But all of a sudden, there was all these videos of these kids like, oh my God, I don't want to get old. Like, all these people are just rather be dead than have to get old and look like this. And so it's like, look at this, what they do with these fucking filters and shit on social media. So they got all these people down and depressed. So now they've got all these people over 50. Go on and show your real face. And so all these ladies are going on, and I am not shitting you. Like, and so much white hair and stuff. And there's a lot that have colored hair, but probably because they color their hair. There's tons of white hair. And I was figuring, if there's a copper deficiency that turns your hair white, it's affecting some people. Well, as you age, you're gonna have the effects more and more. That's why I say you got to get the goddamn copper cup. You got to be drinking and replenishing your minerals. So there's tons of people that, have no idea. And that also is going to make their skin way worse. Some of them, like, there was one woman who had, I didn't even know you could get that many wrinkles in your forehead. It was mental. And they're all like, they come out like smiling and happy. This is real. And this is what 50 looks like. This is what 54 looks like. I'm 57 and all this. And it's like, dang, man. And so this guy who did this video, he's like, man, this has got to be rough for these kids all seeing these, thinking this is what 50 looks like. He said, you got to be aware, like, some of these people need to stay out of the sun. Some of these people need to, like, some of these ladies could be in Florida and they're just in the sun all day, every day. Because I had a friend whose dad was a golfer. They were rich, and that's what he did. And her husband, all he wanted to do was be a golf lawn guy. Like, so her dad was a golfer, and his skin was pretty, like thick and leathery kind of looking, and deep wrinkles. And so, if you're going to be out in the sun all the time, you got to do some stuff that's going to be taking care of your skin. And, and I'm sure, the tribes had something, that they would put on to protect their skin. Maybe that's why some of them, they wore mud and stuff on their faces. So, anyways, I have seen people who were out like that, who had these really deep wrinkles. And so this lady, she had that with her skin, just super deep, and about 100 wrinkles on her forehead. And, but she was like pleasant and happy and proud, and, she had her hair up in a thing, it was all white. And if your hair is all white, then it's going to be pulling the minerals from your skin too. It's going to pull them from your bones and everything. Once it's, and it could be taking them from those places at the same time. It may not automatically go, we're going to pull all the minerals from your hair, then from your bone. I mean, it can vary. You know, you could be having them pulled from your bone first. You know, a lot of people with osteoporosis and stuff, and then it's pulling from your hair. It's wherever the minerals are being pulled from in your body. They're being pulled because you don't have enough, because there's no, they don't have it in the foods. They've taken the nutrition out. And, oh, and more videos of these weirdo fucking fake ass meat things. Oh, God, it's so disgusting. And, so anyways, and this guy was like, some of these people, they just look like they, you know, drank too much, they partied too hard, they had a rough, you know, first 40 years, and then and they're out in the sun too much. So he's like, you know, like, man, so that, you can take care of yourself and stuff like that. And so I was like, well, I'm going to do one of those videos to kind of counterbalance, because, you know, these women who are in their like, kids need to see, like, oh, like, you can look more younger than some of these people. And like, my hair's not white, I still have this, but I think it's getting, I don't know, it may always have like a little white sideburn, I don't know, but it's gotten way less. I mean, gosh, you guys who've been following me a long time know, like, how much there was. Like, this is nothing. And so, and it was scattered throughout my hair. And so you know, and kids need to see, like, the difference. And then the ones, there's women who are coming in and looking real hot and stuff like that, but it's like, okay, that's a filter, and they have a shit ton of makeup on. and there's another one, oh, you can use this filter too. Like, I'm a grandma with all the, it's like, what in the world is the point? So I can have a filter, and I can go in here, so I could, maybe I'll just live on my phone then. I'll just live in my filter. I won't live out, I won't exist out here. I'll just live in my filter. Because I don't get it. What's the point of that? You know, this is, you could look this good too. You just use this filter. Like, what the fuck? So, so there is some of those, but then it's like, you know, that's not for real. But anyways, I did one of those videos and just was like, well, what did I say? Oh, on this over 50 thing. Then, I was born in 1961, and I'm going to be 64 Friday. And, which birthdays are stupid, but because it's all part of the thing. You have to really use your mind to not feed in confirmation, not feed into the setting that into your mind. Oh my God, I'm sick. And they have, through the movies and stuff, they've given inaccurate things. I talked about this years ago, where they're putting people who are like 80 years old and having them play 60. It's like they want us, like, if there's a woman who looks good, like, say, you know, Michelle Pfeiffer or something, and they're not going to go pick her to play grandma, because they don't want that programmed into our head. They're going to go get, you know, somebody who looks super old and have them play. So that then in our heads, we're like, that's what a grandma looks like. That's what a grandma looks like. That's why I was talking about that ad. They're always selling us on this certain thing, that so you program that into your mind, so you do it to yourself. So that's why, you know, the numbers and all that stuff, it fucks with your head. You got to be able to override the programs. Otherwise, you'll buy into it and you will create it. You'll become what you create. And so, and it's all through this manipulation that they do it, in this programming. And so anyways, I wanted to do this counter one and put it out there, you know. TikTok even holds that bag, even when I'm not talking about stuff or showing the sky or any of that stuff. If I'm just doing a trend, then those things, you know, usually you get tons and tons of views and stuff. Nope, they just hold me there in this 300. So anyways, but they'll push through these ones where the people look really, really old. I did see one where she looked more better. Oh, and there was a bunch too, because on the one where just, if you're over 50, show us they're not all bare face. Like there's a bare face one, and then there's one just show yourself. And some of those ladies, they got oh my gosh, like this one, because then they come back and do these other videos. And so this video is the one I saw, was like, so she's sitting there and she goes, okay, well, I made the changes you guys had said, and so you guys told me wear less eye makeup and I would look younger, do my hair different, I would look younger and stuff like that. And so she so I went to go look and see, well, because right now she has a shit ton of eye makeup on, and she's saying this is less. Like, what did your eye makeup look like before? And I went in and looked, and it was like extreme. Oh my goodness. It's like maybe she can't see very well because she's outlining all the way around her eyes, but it's so fucking thick and so much black and stuff. It's like, that's harsh. That's one thing I noticed for sure. Is I used to wear more eye makeup. I used to wear eyeshadow and stuff. But I have deep set eyes too. And so when I would look, it's like something starts looking real weird on makeup as you age. It doesn't look right. And so it does make you look older. And like, go look at Brooke Shields. Like, man, that picture of her where she's got all this makeup on, it's like, it's so, you do look drag queeny, man. It doesn't look right when you put extreme makeup on. And so she, but she still had a ton, because there's so many women who think like they don't look good without it. So it's hard to let go of it. And there's certain generations and stuff that, you know, there was a ton. In the 80s, tons of makeup, tons of eye makeup. It was like you were real done up. That was like the Madonna era or whatever, which now Paris Hilton has come out on a magazine cover looking exactly like Madonna. And there's a whole thing about that Madonna, I don't know if this is speculation or whatever, had donated eggs because Michael and her were close, and I think they dated for a while or whatever and were close. And then he was using a surrogate because he wanted to have all those kids, and that it was her egg. So Paris' true mom, she looks exactly like her. It's mental how much she looks like her when she has that makeup on like that and has her hair done like her. It's like, fuck, man, that looks like your twin. So I don't know, there's definitely something to that. But but anyways, there's a lot of girls who grew up in that time, and so they continued. You know, there's lots of people who never changed their hair. Like, it's crazy because you do it all on TikTok and stuff. Like, I've never changed my hair. I've always had long hair. I've had so many motherfucking hairstyles. I've had different colors, I've had tons of perms. I've had short. I've had tons of pixies. I've had so many different hairs. It was part of my thing where my hair grew was it was just like, I'm just gonna stop I'm gonna stop chasing this hairdos and hairstyles and stuff. I'm just gonna let my hair go and just let it be. And that's why I have long hair with no color and stuff on it, just because I got tired of chasing this fucking artificial bullshit. It wasn't like I've always been somebody who had long hair. No, I've had way more short hair. Like, I have boy short haircuts at times. I've had some crazy fucking hairstyles. Like, my kids see old pictures of me and they're always laughing. I have some are pretty hideous. But one of the things is you see somebody and you're like, oh, I love that hairstyle. So you go try and get it, and it just doesn't come out the same. And I see video after video of people crying on the internet because they've done the same thing. They've gone in, they want this hairstyle, and they saw on this show, they take it in and they come out with just whack hair. And people just crying like, this is what I wanted, and look at my hair. It's like, see, I got tired of chasing it. I got tired of coming out, you know, with these crazy ass fucking hairdos and shit. So I was just like, fuck it, I'm just let my hair go. But my sister had grown her hair out when we were younger. I don't know, we were in our 30s or maybe 40s, I don't remember. And she just had long straight hair, and I liked it. I was like, oh, I like it. I'm gonna just do that on my hair and just leave it and just let it grow, you know, and hopefully it'll look as good as hers did. And so, and I like it, but I still see hairstyles. It's like, oh, that's cute. Oh, I'd like to try that. But then it's like, yeah, well, you've tried them all. And I do have some, you know, I have some that I really like. Like, I have some that I have some go-tos. I was like, well, if I cut my hair again, I think I would do that. And so we all have ones that, you know, look good on us. That's the thing, is you got to find what looks good on you, not look what looks good on this movie star or something. So anyways, the struggle is real, and people are out there struggling with it. But I had seen this other lady, and she also had a shit ton of makeup, and she had and I don't know if her video is one of these aging ones, but it was she was doing the same thing of a response thing, talking. And so in the old video, she had extensions and then a lot of makeup. I thought she looked raggedy, man. I thought her hair looked raggedy. She looked raggedy, and then she took her extensions out, and her hair was just jacked. So she went from like waist length hair with her extensions, and took them out, and now her hair's up here. But she has all this natural wave, and so her hair is like this short, curly. Oh my god, it is so fucking cute, and it's so cute. And she looks so much younger just with her regular hair. See how these women, they're chasing this look, and it doesn't look good. I'm like, yeah, we see some young girls who, you know, carry it off. Like, there's lots of people who look good in makeup. But it's not for everybody, and you know, the makeup industry wants to push us all. But the makeup industry is also very toxic. It's full of fucking poison. So of course there's a lot of push to get it to absorb into us, and so people buy onto it, and they think that they don't look good without it. Oh my god, she still had some makeup on, and she said that she still had to go get some more stuff done to her hair, but she was gonna keep the curls, and she thought maybe she would go like a little shorter bob, because she still had some like straggly kind of parts hanging down. It was so cute, and it was just so natural. And she, like, when you look back at the thing, it's like, I mean, man, like, she's going around thinking she looks good like this, and then look at, like, she goes and she goes natural, and it's like, oh my god, you look so freaking good. That's the thing, is like, people don't realize, like, you have a part of you that is your natural part, but we're all trying to fight it to fit into this artificial world. But your natural is gonna usually, I think, end up being the best look for you, because it all goes together. It's coordinated, you know, from God himself. Whatever you believe that is you know, you come in with a certain diagram or whatever, or your blueprint of what you are going to look like or something, and then people are like, well, no, that is what looks good, you know, and then they start doing this whole fucking potato head thing to their face, and start changing their hair. They're all putting in extensions fuck your hair up so bad. Like, I think the first person I saw where it was like, they wore extensions all the time, and I didn't know it was extensions. It was when Jennifer Aniston, I think when she was with Brad Pitt, and she had really super long hair, and she looked, you know, she was like this, representing this like natural, even though I don't know how much makeup she wore. They did a more natural looking makeup on her for a while, so she was like the girl next door, and she had this long hair, and she looked real pretty, and but it ended up, it was extensions, and then when she had to take them out, she had to cut her hair, and that's when she went up to that bob, which then, you know, I went and got one of those bobs, but because it was so freaking cute. But but that is when I was like, oh man, so your hair is getting damaged, like you're putting all this glue and stuff in your hair, and you come up with more and more things, you know, but it's not good for your hair. And so I don't know all the different things. I see these different people doing, like, there's all these different little locks and stuff that they use to add more hair. And I have seen some girls that were pretty bald-headed. They probably, because they do so many different chemicals and stuff to their hair. But when then they go in and get the extensions, and it's like, yeah, well, if you're pretty bald-headed and stuff, then I can see going and doing it, because then you have more hair. But there's girls that have hair, but then they just want it to be long fast. So, and you can get those comb-in ones, you know, that you just take them out at the end of the night, so you can switch it up, kind of like wigs or whatever. And those ones I don't think damage your hair so much, but when you go in and you pay all this money to get those ones pressed in, ironed in, and stuff like that, then you start causing damage, and then you have to, when you take them off, your hair's just jacked up. So then you have to cut all that hair. So you have to go from really long to short. And so that was the first time. But then I've seen it over and over and over and over now. And but anyways, all the money that that lady was paying for her extensions and all that stuff, and then and bleaching and all that, then and then when she took all that out, I was like, oh my God, her hair was so cute. It was one of those cute hairdos where it's like, God, I did do that hairstyle once back in the, I can't remember. It was a model. No, it was Rachel Ward. That's who it was. I think she was a model actress. And she's Australian, and she had this curly, cute bob thing. And I went and got that hairstyle. There's so many hairstyles. I'm like, God, try this one, try that one. And they look really good on some people, and then they don't look as good on everybody. So, anyways, seeing this girl's hair is like, oh, I want that hair. That's so cute. But, you know, we don't all have the same hair. And I don't know, there's a value to accepting the hair you have, accepting. I was thinking about this because right now life is, you know, frustrating. So many of us are in, you know, in tight situations, places we don't want to be or whatever, and life is, you know, giving it to us, and I, you know, I spend a lot of time thinking, you know, God, I just can't wait till I have a house, can't wait till I have my clothes hanging out, can't wait till this, can't wait till that. And so you can put all this energy out of, it's like a, you know, not happy where you're at. And so then, you know, my guidance is always like, yeah, but you got to be happy where you're at. You got to, the journey is, you know, yeah, you'd think you would be happy if you had this, but you can't even be happy right now with what you got. So isn't that the journey, is to learn how to be happy with what you got? And so then it's always this, you know, going back and forth. I've been going through this since I was 3 years old. So the, whatever, this conversations, this counterbalance, everything is like this or this. It just goes back and forth, where it can drive you insane. And but you need to do it. You need to. That is a part of growing, I swear to God. And so many people like just listen to the dark. They just are caught up in the dark, and they don't know. And so so anyways, but there is, the value is to learn to appreciate whatever you got going. And there's always a possibility, oh, it could get worse, even though we're going into where it's going to get better, which there is. So on the bricks, so that's so the video I saw was like, there's so many people who talk about the economy and stuff that don't have any idea of any of the stuff going on, and it's all based on fear and stuff. But all these different things have to play out so different people can see different things. These yeast spills are not really helping this. I don't know what the hell's going on. If it's vaginosis or what the hell, I don't even know. So, anyways, she's being bothered right now by that, and there's just this smell too. And I just keep trying all these different things, and you know, I could go, you know, get an appointment, but I don't think that they know. They're just guessing. And then they'd have us try this and have us try that. I mean, they had her on all these medicines that were causing liver damage, and then they yell at you when you stop them. And she was having issues with them, where she wouldn't take them. Like, she knew. She was like, if I put them in her food or anything, she wouldn't eat it. So, anyways, I just, you know, I just got to figure it out on my own. And, I don't know, just like learning to trust natural and the way things go naturally go, or the way they go. Even though I just saw one of those women she was 44. She looked like she was fucking 90, man. And people were like going off on her. And her thing, she had some pictures of her and her granddaughter, and her granddaughter loved her. And it's like, that's what matters. That's what matters. Being roasted on the internet over what you look like, that's harsh. And so many people are putting themselves out there for that. But, and it's guess my age. That's another one. Guess my age. And, but so she's 44 and she looks really, 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 really old. And so she's doing all these response videos, tons of them. And people are being, some are being harsh and some weren't, but this woman was like, well, there's nothing wrong with you, but you don't look 44. And she's like, well, the lady in her response was like, well, I don't put face cream on. I don't color my hair. I don't do anything. I'm just the way I was born. And she's missing some teeth and stuff. But her granddaughter, she's happy as pie sitting there in her, with her, both of them, a big happy smile, So, and that's the fucking shit that matters. I'm just telling you, the love, it's gonna make me cry. It makes me so emotional. It's like the thing that we need to focus on seems so hard to get, but it's right there in front of you. Everybody focuses on this other shit, man. Everybody wants acceptance. Everybody to think they're pretty or something. Everybody wants to be loved by the world instead of having the love around you or something. But anyways, she doesn't use any things, which I think, we need to use stuff to take care of ourselves, but I just think we need to use more natural. So, some castor oil, but she has a lot of damage to her skin because she doesn't ever put anything on it. And I used to not ever, because I had such oily skin. Then my face broke out. I grew up with such bad complexion that I was very hesitant to put anything on it because my face broke out for a long time. And so I didn't want to put stuff on my face. But then I was like, I don't know, I was in my 30s. No. Yeah, it was before I went to nursing school. So maybe it was in my late 30s. Because I can see, it was an Avon lady who I was talking to. She was trying to sell me Avon products, which my mom sold Avon. I used Avon for a long time. But but she had told me, like, my damage to my skin and stuff. She's like, you gotta put some stuff on to rehydrate your skin. Your skin is getting really damaged and wrinkled, and so I started doing it back then. But, I had somebody tell me that, and funny enough, that one lady who I'd ran into here, she had told me a long while ago, because she ended up working in my doctor's office. We worked in the ER together, but she ended up working in my doctor's office, and she had made a reference one time to, let's see, because I was pretty skinny there for a while, and she said something about, like, well, you look so much older when you're skinny. And maybe that's why, she was saying something when she saw me, you just look too old to be you or something. I was like, what? Aren't you the person who told me I looked too old back then too? It's like, what? But anyways, yeah, I do believe, castor oil or something. Like, you gotta find some natural there's vitamin E oil, there's sunflower oil, almond oil. There's a lot of oils out there. You can get avocado oil. Some of these oils you can buy right off the grocery shelf. Just rub them in your face. Probably olive oil. But I don't know. Some of these seed oils are, they're putting motor oil in this shit too. So I don't fucking know. It's all such shenanigans. But there is oils, probably putting motor oil on your face is better than putting nothing. You got to get some kind of rehydration in there. And you also got to rehydrate from the inside. So you need to drink a lot of water too. And otherwise you're going to turn into a raisin. And so anyways, that lady, shifted over there because I kept on seeing her. But I'm going to go back over here to the bricks. So, but the people who don't know anything about what's going on with the money and stuff, so they a lot of times will speak about it in like, you know, fear. And so their video was like the bricks is trying to come at us. They're trying to start their own money now. They've got the rainbow currency going. That's what it's going to be called. The global money is going to be called rainbow currency. It's very pretty too, but it's supposed to be we all are going to be using the same money. We're not going to have all these different currencies where you have to try and figure out like, well, I'm going to go over there, so I got to use pesos. I got to use euros there. I got to use whatever, all these different monies, and we're all going to be on the same, and it's all going to be based on the same gold. You know, everybody's going to have their own pot of gold, and that is what is based on. The currency is on this gold. It's the gold standard, and it's going to be global, and that's why there's all this peace treaties and all this drama, is because we got to get everybody on the same thing, and everybody's going to be. We're going to go more and more into this, you know, but I just keep looking at it as earthlings. We're going to go more and more into this, and that's why there's so much talk of immigration. Keep it on the fucking thing up here so that we all keep talking about it. So we start looking at it different. We start seeing it, you know, like, well, I want to be able to go where I want to go. I want to do what I want to do. Why do they stop, you know? So it's just an evolution of thought. And there's more and more pushing on this, there's planes, there's trains, buses, whatever. They're loading these people up, taking them over to the alligator Alcatraz, and then and people showing pictures and videos. And this one picture or video or whatever I saw, like a big, you know, take like a big gymnasium and then just throw a whole bunch of people in there, kids too, and they're all just laying around on top of it, like it's horrible looking. And they're saying, oh, that's where they're going. So I personally don't believe it. Like, and there's some drops of the letter that it's kind of seeming that, you know, Donald just said something about Chef, and but he spelled his name wrong. Well, every time, and the misspellings are all drops. They're all something you gotta look at. So somebody took the misspelling, put it into the thing for the letter, and some stuff popped up, and it said, you know, about him being exposed. It brought up this picture where it showed him as a younger person, much younger than he is now, sitting with a little black kid with his arm around him. It's like, because these fucking people, like this whole thing with Rosie O'Donnell, you know, like, well, if we're not going to let these, if we're going to start not letting people who are not good for us in the country, then we need to start getting rid of the people who are here that are like that. So we need to pull Rosie's citizenship. So they're going to, like, it all goes together. It's all this way of us looking at things and seeing things different. And so, yeah, but I mean, they keep showing these pictures and videos and stuff like that, saying they're putting all these people in there to be eaten out by alligators and shit. I don't believe it. And so we'll see. I don't believe it. And I think, you know, some of these people maybe that's going to be their wake-up call, you know, because they're out there spreading this. This is one thing. Like, if you're hearing the stuff on Yellowstone and you're seeing all the animals leaving and stuff, that's all fake. That's not real. And there's people who are going in, who are really looking at the different things on radar and watching the different seismographs and stuff, and they're saying, no, this Yellowstone stuff is bullshit. And the guy who has started it, and I had seen it a long while ago, and then I think I blocked him a long while ago because this guy, I saw he's putting out fake videos. So he's putting out this whole thing with Yellowstone, but so many people are sharing it now. So you're seeing it everywhere. All these people are like, oh my God, the animals are leaving Yellowstone and all this stuff. No, it's all made up. This one guy started this fucking bullshit. And, but the people once the truth comes out and stuff, and people start seeing that they were believing this stuff, whatever they saw, and then they're passing it on, and that's this, the circle of misinformation that just goes round and round and round. And and it's all based on fear, because yeah, when I saw it, I had sent it to somebody, and it was a long while ago, and then I saw it was fake, and I was like, fuck, I'm blocking this guy, because there's a lot of people who go out and they just do fake stories and for attention and stuff, and they just make shit up, like, oh, look what's happening here, and then they're just making it up. But there is tons of floods. There is tons of earthquakes. There is tons of shit going on. But there's also going to be, the landscape's going to change. It's going to be underwater. So there is lots of things happening, and there is lots of attacks going on and all over the place. But anyway, so on this BRICS thing, so the so they're like, well, uh, they're trying to, start their or their rainbow currency and cut us out. But Donald's not going to put up with this. He's going to come in and save the day. It's like, you guys, we're going on this. Like, we're a part of it. It's like, this is what we want. They're not going to, they're not going to be like, oh, we're over going to, I mean, who knows how they're going to play it out. We're over here stuck on this goddamn dollar, and these people are over here living life on the fucking rainbow currency because they're all on gold. So, so it's going to change. We're changing into that. And that is, so there's more coming out about that. They've even shown the money and stuff. So anyways, when you see that stuff, don't be thinking, oh, like, my God, we're going to be fucked. No, we're going to be on that too. And then, this thing about because it's a crypto thing. So, but there is, even Donald had said that because people pull up these old videos, these old tweets and stuff. And so he had said a long while ago that he wasn't into the crypto, like, because it can be used for really bad things. Yeah, that's what they were doing. And because when I had seen, that's how they were paying for the red ROOMs, which is super, super bad. If you don't know what they are, then go look it up, because it's, they showed it, like a documentary series about it, and it was called Hostel, and that's what those rooms are. And there's probably the reason why they're called red is because they are covered with blood. So anyways, it's not good. And they, but that's how you would pay for this different stuff, was with this money that couldn't be traced or something. And so, yeah, they were using, it was like a negative thing about those. But then, and who's owning that shit, these rich people and stuff. So I don't know, more people started trying to start, because there's not just one crypto, but the ones that Charlie Ward had said a long while ago, with all this, the only ones that will move forward, will they have to be asset based. Everything has to have an asset that backs it. So there can be no more of this air money, just print it out and just, whoever's got the printer's got the money. No, it's going to be asset backed. And so you have to have an asset that has value. And that's why it's going to be gold, silver, and all that, where those things are going to go up, because they've been repressed to make the air money that you just need the printer. And so but the one with the X and ends with the P and has an R in the middle, that is the one that they're going to use for us. It's going to be something with the quantum. So, and that's the one that on the 14th, so Monday, supposedly all this money was going into that, which would be asset back, because it's going to be based on the gold and the stuff, which is going to lead to the rainbow. And so yeah, that's funny too, the rainbow, because the pot of gold is always at the bottom of the rainbow. So that's interesting. Yeah, I hadn't thought of that, because every time you hear rainbow, you always think of the LBGTQ, and so it's always like kind of like, oh, that's weird. But then it's like, oh, but yeah, the pot of gold is at the end of the bottom of the rainbow, so that's probably what it's about. So, anyways, that was supposed to be all of a sudden all this money was going to go on to there on the 14th because the FDIC or whatever the money agencies were moving it over to that. And so all the people who had stock in that were like all jacked up about we're about to be rich as a motherfucker. And so I don't know because there's supposed to be then something else is going to happen this coming Monday, and something more with that. But Donald, I just saw him. He was out there, going onto the plane or a helicopter or something, and the media sitting there. Well, I want to talk to you real quick, and he said that for August 1st was going to be, we were going to be real happy that we were going to start being paid back. We were starting, the money's coming back to us. We're going to start. So I don't know if it is going to be something about the tariffs or something, or if it's actually going to be finally where the things, because there's stuff about the med beds and that's involved, and they're supposed to be being used right now. And when we get the call or the email or whatever it's going to be, I don't know, somebody's going to knock at our door and with a giant check and say, hey, it's your turn at the Redemption Center, come on down. Like, I don't know how it's going to go. But there's, when you go to the Redemption Center to go over, I don't know, all your life worries and problems and what was taken from you, and what they're going to do to give it back. And so, like, reparations or whatever. And you're not going to get reparations for your great grandparents, what they told you they went through and stuff, because there's been so many things about lies and stuff. So, but the people who are here currently, that we will have for our own world, our own existence, which is kind of trippy too, because I just saw somebody who was showing something about like our ancestors and stuff. Well, there's some of us are here that are the ancestors. We're back here, it's full circle. So tons of people who are here also lived those different experiences. And so it just is weird. And whenever I see that, it's always just like, yeah, but we got to give more respect to the soul and the soul's journey, not just talk about like our ancestors. Like, our ancestors are here with us. So, some are here with us in the shadows, and some are here playing out roles. So it's, but we're all here together. And so anyways, he was saying, that the beginning of August is when we're going to start getting this payback. But so when you go over this reparation thing or whatever, to go over your money thing, that is when they'll also go over your health. And there's also a scanner thing. There's some kind of a scanner. It's probably the aliens gave it to them. But it scans your vibration. So somehow it picks up on your vibration, like a seismic thing to our vibration. You have to be a certain vibration to go into the med bed. Med bed won't work if you're not at a certain vibration. But they're going to have all these healing centers, and our world's going to become very centered on healing, because they're going to help people get their vibration up, because so many people are in low vibration and don't even know it, because they feed off of the dark. They don't take care of themselves. They run to the doctor to save them, and the doctors are whacked out, hanging up fake papers, propping people up, just killing people right and left. And so, if you have a good one, lucky for you. But it's not common, just like, it's not common, there's good cops, bad cops, there's good and bad and everything. And if you've got a good one, well, you're lucky, because there's a lot. And especially right now, the people who have woke up have weeded themselves out. So the good ones are kind of dropping like flies on, leaving the bad ones that are running all this stuff. So that is, it's the numbers. The numbers are not good in your favor of getting a good one in any of these things. A good judge, a good cop, a good lawyer, any of the stuff, because they're dropping like flies, because the system is pushing and pushing and pushing people more and more out. And and the people who feel it are the ones that are connecting to their souls. They're having a moral dilemma. And they're struggling, and the struggle continues because so many people need that check, because they're trapped in their debt. But that is going away too. And there's already been things that have already taken it away, but everybody keeps going and going and going. And that's going to be part of the absurdity of the awakening, I think. Is like, oh my God, you mean I didn't even have to be paying this for like over a year, and I've been paying it this whole time? Are you fucking kidding me? I've been struggling. That's going to be a part of the awakening, part of the scene. And so, it's a clarity. It's a repurposing. It's, it's an upcycle. So anyways, when you go to that, that thing, and if your vibration is low, then they're going to teach you how to raise it. And it's mind, body, spirit confirmation. It is a way of learning how to take care of yourself. And then there's going to be more. That's why I said these herbalists and these naturopath people, they're going to have a big role to play in these things, because there's going to be so many people there's going to be needing to learn from them. And so they're going to have some ideal jobs just to go in and share their information and stuff, and they're going to be paid for their knowledge. And so then in the healing centers and stuff, then I will be there to help you raise your vibration, whatever, that you need help with. So, if you feel like you're stuck and you're just going around and around and you can't figure this out, and it's just like, and there's one for animals too. So, I know it's what I wanted this whole time. When that very first time when I went to the first med bed thing, which I thought, was the med beds. But then once I got there, I was like, oh, these are not the same thing as the medical med beds or the military ones. But there's lots of high vibration beds and stuff. But, when I went there, all I wanted to do was get Stella to the point of like, just get her health to hang on till we can get to these med beds. But she's gotten more and more healthy and more healthy. Like, it's crazy how much healthier. But she does get these issues like this, I don't know, vaginosis or something, bacterial vaginosis, maybe is which, I had that a bunch of different times, and so it's not deadly, it's just smelly. It's like overrun of bacteria. So I'm going to also try putting some more oregano oil in her food. I made my own batch now, so I'll try putting that, because that's a really high antibiotic, so that go through and try and clean that stuff out. But, maybe I do too many things, and it's like depleting her bacteria that she needs in her system. So that's the thing. It's like we're just guessing, we're trying to figure it out. But there will be a point where we will have more assistance. We will have help. We will have experts that will be helping us to learn about what it is that we need to learn to take care of our own health. And so, and it could be, food, it could be a lot of different things, whatever the things that are your blockages. So there will be assistance, and there will be people who are helping us get ourselves to be a higher vibration by improving our health, improving our spirit, improving our minds. And because your mind plays such a big part on your health, and people don't know how to read the signs of their body. And Amy was talking about somebody that she knows who's having a big issue, and now they've got the C diagnosis, and she would like to tell them more about the natural, but people don't understand it. And there is a component to the mind, body, spirit of your body is telling you something. You got to get to the core of what it's telling you to heal what's going on. And when you start talking like that, people just think you're wacky. I've been saying that for a couple of weeks to people because people have been like complaining about their weight and stuff like that. And you try and tell them, well, you're holding on to something. It's a mental thing. You got to figure out where emotionally you're holding on to something. Once you release it, then you'll see the pounds will fall off. But people are just like, okay, that sounds crazy. Well, I don't think I'm holding on to anything. It's like, well, your body's telling you. I'm not making this up. Your body's telling you something. So you got to figure out what your body's telling you. Every single thing it's doing is telling you something. So, but it's up to you to start trying to understand the communication, and it's a translation. And so, your guides can help you with the translation, but it's up to us. And I think that's where there will be a lot of spiritual learning as well when people start trying to raise their vibration. And because it is this mind, body, spirit connection, it all goes together, and you got to figure out how it all works. And so, so even if you go to the redemption thing and you don't get scanned with a good one, then you'll be set up to for this healing, and it's all going to be free. It's not going to be like you have to have insurance and you have to have this and you have to have no. It's going to be free. It's going to be, the people are going to be being paid by the gold standard, or the money that's going back into communities. There's tons and tons of money that's coming in to help us get our communities built back up, to get people housed, to get people shelter, to get people healthy. Like that's where a huge amount of money is going to be going. But then people are also going to get money given to like a reparation, get people going, to get businesses started, to get families back up and not so falling apart. Everything's just falling apart. And so it's to come in and bring it back up. So that is hopefully, that's what's going to be what he's talking about with August 1st, is where it's going to go more mainstream into, we're all going to start getting the calls or the messages or whatever. And there's lots of speculation still of the power having to go out in order to do that. Well, lots of people, we're all having our powers go out. Like our power had gone out the other day. And like, so it could be, maybe they're not going to do a big global power outage. Maybe it's just going to, this place will lose power, this place. And they're just setting us up on these new systems as this is going. Like, I don't know, this is all stuff. We got to just see how it plays out. And, how we get there. We're going to get there. We just don't know, all the different ways that how it goes down. And so there could be some big thing, a big power thing. I mean, we're going to keep being hit by different things. I mean, that's just going to keep going and going. So, there could still be a lot of stuff that's going to go on before August 1st. Like, and we got 2 weeks to go. So a lot can happen in 2 weeks. I mean, the power can easily go out for 10 days in 2 weeks. So whatever it takes to get us there, that's where we want to be. And that's where we're going to go. That's what this story is all about, this movie that we're in, where all these people want to keep changing it and jumping timelines and stuff. Well, this one's pretty good where we're going. I don't know why you guys want out of it. Maybe because you're living in fear and you don't know what the hell's going on. But where we're going is going to get good. We're going to start living healthy. We're going to start living free. But we're not having to go and work our asses off. And, like I saw this guy, it was a real young guy. He's 27 years old. And he was saying, he's a cop and he's single. And he makes 70 as his base pay. And he said that, you can go and work overtime and all that stuff. And he said, all these guys that he works with, that's what they do. He said, but I don't get it. Then you have more money, but what do you do with it? I mean, you have no time. So you're just working and working. But one thing is like anybody who's worked overtime knows that or has made a lot of money at one point. When you bring your bills up to that much money, you're trapped. So you have this money, you go work this overtime, then you go, oh, well, we could afford this. Well, we could get a new car. Well, let's get another new car. Like, we're doing good. Let's get another new car. Then all of a sudden, it's like, yeah, but you can't get out of that. Then you got to keep going and keep going and keep going. So many people have gotten themselves in that trap where I knew so many nurses, they had to work overtime. They were desperate to work overtime. All their bills had to have, they couldn't make it if they weren't working overtime. So tons of people do that trap. And so he was talking about that all these cops are in that trap. No wonder they're all fucking dicks, man. They're angry and they're working too much. And they're strapped for money. So, and he said they're all working like doubles every day of the week. It's like, well, yeah, that's who we want pulling us over. These fucking psychopaths, and you go to sleep and you get out for the fucking, and then blaming the world for everything. And he's like, and it's a pretty dangerous job. He said, I think we should have a bigger base pay, but whatever. And he said that, but he's moved home. He's moved home, and he's just questioning, about work and money and time and stuff. And so many people are questioning that. Like, I have one daughter right now. She's really going through it with that. And she's real down about it, because people get trapped in the web that they wove for themselves, and then they feel consumed by it. And so it's, but this is a reevaluation, and sometimes it's got to be like, well, I'll live at home. I'll live in a garage. I'll do what it takes to not live in that stress. And so, and I think, there is going to seem to be rewards for that. Like, well, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to just, figure out how to make it without it. And there's going to be, some good stuff that's going to come for that, because we're going to, like, the universe is going to reward us for prioritizing us over, this debt and stuff. But it's a lot of untangling your, untangling your perspectives and your priorities. And so it's, it's hard. And, a lot of people are in it. They're not, it's a hard thing to just drop it all. And so, anyways, a lot of people are still in the trap, but there is going to be, some good things that are going to come in, and things are going to get better. And then, once those things start getting better, then, there's going to be a lot of, there's going to be a lot of places all of a sudden nobody's working there anymore. But then that's going to be a part of our communities where, well, we kind of need this. So what do we do? How do we do this? So, but there's going to be people who are programmed to build and rebuild communities and stuff. So there's going to be leaders, people who are helping people. It's not going to be, like where nobody knows what to do and we're all just sitting there freaking out. There's going to be waves of leaders that will come in and move us in the right directions and stuff. So things will rebuild. But that's what I'm saying. Like, this is set. The university set this shit up. Like, this is a movie we're in. This is a play. This is, and so when you hear all these people like jumping timelines and wanting to get out of here and stuff like that, it's like, well, you don't see what's coming then, because there's, but maybe they do see what's coming and it's not good for them. I don't know, but there is a lot of good stuff, and there's going to be some good things. And so when you see this stuff on the bricks and rainbow and stuff like that, don't get all upset and be like, oh my God, we're going to get fucked, we're going to get lost out of it. No, it's all just a big show. It's a big thing. And to get people, to desire to want to go in these certain directions. It's show us things that we haven't seen to get us to go in a better direction. So, I don't know, it's just so wacky because all these people want to jump timelines and get out of here and all this stuff. And it's like, it's about to get good. And all these people are like, oh, with the immigration and stuff. But this is where we're going to move us into freedom, because there is so much. It is so outrageous. How do you just take people who want to live somewhere and put them in prison? Like, no, that's some fucking fuckery. It's like, no, that's not how we want to live. And we're going to get what we want, and that's what Donald has said a lot of times. I just want to give you guys what you want. I just want to do what you want. I just want to do what the people want, and that's what makes it great again here, because we are the ones who step up. We are the ones who say what we want, and we're going to move forward, and we're going to go towards that because we are the creators. But we have to be reminded. We have to remember that we are the creators, that we are creating the world that we want, and that we've been misled and misdirected for long enough. So we're going to go in this other way, and we're in the process. Like, it's happening currently. And these people who have done us dirty, they're dropping like flies. And there was another senator or somebody who said he's done with this shit. He's going in. I don't know. He could be an AG. He could be, I don't know who he is really. And he said he's done with this shit. He's like, they're going after the perps. They're done, and they are. He didn't say about the squad that that's what they're facing. He was like, they're gonna find themselves on the end of a rope. And he goes on, I don't give a shit anymore. That's it. I'm done. And so that's where we're gonna go. That's where we're headed. Like, you did certain things. Well, it's not gonna be a good outcome for you. It's going to be a good outcome for us, because we need to get rid of all this darkness off the planet and start living a more pure, happy existence where it is based on love, where you don't have to be beautiful to be loved, but you have to love yourself to feel it. You know what I mean? Because otherwise you got people just tearing you down, and it doesn't fucking matter. The love that you can feel in your heart, it doesn't give a shit about what your face looks like. It doesn't give a shit about, well, it does, care about how you take care of yourself. Like, if you're just sitting back, 600 pounds and you're not taking good care of yourself, well, your body's not going to like that. Your heart, your soul's not going to like that, because it wants you to love it. So it wants you to have self-love. And so self-love would not be unhealthy like that. And I just saw this video of this girl. She was pretty fit, beautiful looking girl. But she was saying, if you're not fit, if you're not taking care of yourself, you have no place in this world to be dating. Like, if you don't love yourself, you shouldn't be out there trying to find somebody to love or to have love you. And and that's what I learned. When you're out there looking for someone to give you the love that you can't give yourself, it's going to be toxic. You have to be the one who prioritizes you. And I completely get what she's saying, even though it was coming off a little harsh. But yeah, you have to be the one who gives you the value. I was just giving somebody else a lecture about this yesterday. You have to value you. So nobody else is going to. Confirmation. That unless you are the one it comes from you. It starts with you. And yeah, you shouldn't be out there trying to make relationships and families if you don't have the love for you. Then, and you're not taking care of yourself. And she was saying, if you are not fit, if you are overweight and stuff, then you are not, it shows right there. You don't care about yourself. You're not representing your own health. You're not taking good care of yourself, so you don't care about yourself. And so then going out and dating when you don't even care about yourself it's like counterproductive in the world. We got to have a better world. But even though it was kind of harsh the way she was saying it, there's truth behind it. And we do all need to get ourselves into this position of really taking care of ourselves and loving ourselves and hearing about our health and stuff. But people are so beat down and so emotionally depressed and repressed and suppressed and oppressed, and the darkness is taken over and stuff. So there's a lot to break free from. So don't be hard on yourself. That's the last thing you want to do, is be more hard on yourself. It's because this whole thing is about, what I'm going to say. But before I do, let's just check this and see. Like, that is starting to be like some longer hairs. Like that too. Wouldn't that be like new hair? Because like this is way longer. So, and you're always growing hair. So you do have like hairs that are, they're always growing. But I'm just curious because it's around here. Like, so, so on the B12, this would be, I don't know, 4 or 5 days on the B12. So so I just wanted, but also, it maybe, the B12 alone wouldn't be doing shit. Maybe I need the biotin and the zinc and all that stuff. It just all depends on your own chemical makeup. And hopefully when we do get up to these med beds, if you're at the higher vibration, it's going to, get you all in alignment. It's going to get you good. But maybe there's going to be some things, where some tests that'll say, oh, well, you have a shortage in this, you're deficient in this and stuff, and give a place for you to center on, I would think. I don't know if it would be like this vibrating thing will tell some stuff, or maybe they will do some blood tests, but we're not even supposed to be entering and breaking the seal of ourselves, from what I understand. So I don't know. We'll see. But then when you got this lady who's like, I don't know. You got a dead baby inside of you that's not coming out. It's in there weeks, and then you're letting your kids punch it. It's so disturbing to me. I just can't even fucking believe it. And I shared the video because Crystal had said in a comment a couple days ago, like, how disturbing it is. So I shared that video if anybody else wants to see it, of her and her little children in the corn punching her in the stomach. So oh yeah, this thing. Let's see this. And all these skin things, I just keep doing castor oil and aloe vera. And this one is this one. Like this one. And this one hurts. This is the one where I was like, is this a wart? What is this? But I keep getting these things around on my tattoos. And then I saw somebody do a breakdown of all the shit in the tattoo ink, and it was like, no fucking wonder it's fucking erupting out of my skin. Like the med bed thing, man, it's like, pull it all out, man, get it all out. It's got so much metals and shit. It's got all sorts of shit in it. It's like, it's super fucking toxic. I was putting it in people. My kids all, I was like, oh man, it was just so much stuff, you know. We're living one way, and we gotta, it's like the gateway to a new way of living. And you got to be able to forgive yourself, let go of shit, move on, move forward. And there could be still, you know, that in the med beds, maybe it is like you can say, well, I want to have these tattoos, but I don't want them to be toxic anymore. I don't know. You know, that'll be remain to be seen, because apparently you can change different things about your physical body. You can change your hair, you can change a whole bunch of stuff. But also, if you want to change a whole bunch of stuff, apparently you have to go through counseling, because then it's like, you know, maybe you need to just learn how to love yourself and accept yourself, because maybe you're not as bad as you think you are, because that's what it's all about, is learning how to love yourself, learning how to love everybody else, and learning how to have the day you want, because we have the power. So anyways, we'll see what goes down today, and I'll talk about it tomorrow. So talk to you later. Bye.